Matthew 24 and verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming? Meaning when he come back. And of the end of the world. So, the Messiah, Yahushua, who people call Jesus, is written to come back. And there's going to be signs of it, which is laid out, nutshelled, laid out to a degree in the main things in the rest of this chapter. But not only the signs of his return, but also the signs of the fact that this world is going to end. And this world is written to end and verified to end throughout the scriptures, but specifically with you see certain signs. Yahushua has written to return ultimately to save his elect, those of the nation of Israel that have been elected of all the Israelites, specifically to be saved from the way this world is going to end, which according to scriptures is going to be by nuclear missiles. All the prophets seen it, and the Messiah even prophesied about it as well. Now this video is to show this, but it's to also show that these people listen to us. They know the scriptures, starting with the elder apostles, the elder men at the Great Millstone Church. Why? Because we are the prophets. The prophets. Why? Because we are the Israelites, and the prophets are found amongst the Israelites. And they know this. But they won't tell you this. Because it will change everything they have taught you into a well-orchestrated lie, and it will make everything that's going on here null and void. And it will just prove they've been haters and envious this entire time. But when you listen to this video, you're going to get an inkling of that. Or for those that really have eyes to see and ears to hear, you're going to hear that factually basically come out through your discernment. So, this headline says, and it's from 5 days ago, Trump says, right, and 5 days ago being the date of March 10th, 2025. So it was 4 days before as you see here, it was 4 days before the Passover. Well, the Passover was actually yesterday. So it was, 4 days before the Passover, all right? But this headline from the Sun reads, this world headlines from the Sun reads, Trump says monster nukes could be end of world, quote unquote, end of the world, and shock war warning, all right? But this is proving what we've been saying, starting with the elder apostle men again. All right. So before I hit click play on this, this will be another filter in world headlines via the scriptures, through the scriptures. All right? And I'm going to give all honor, praise, and glory. Call Halayim, La, Yahweh Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai, Waha, Racha Kodash, meaning all praises to the Heavenly Father, who people call God, whose true name is Yahweh. In the ancient Hebrew tongue, in the name of his son, Yahweh Shai, who people call Jesus, whose true name is Yahweh Shai. Right? Peace and blessings to the elect, hopefully elect, those fighting the good fight of faith, and being awakened in these last days. Shalom and salutations to the brothers at the Great Millstone Church, chiefly the true brothers, chiefly the elder apostles. All right? Shalom. So jumping into this, Trump says monster, quote unquote monster nukes could be end of the world. Let's hit play.
The level of destruction is beyond anything you can even imagine.
Donald Trump has warned.
The level of destruction is beyond anything you can even imagine.
Donald Trump has.
The level of destruction is beyond anything you can even imagine.
Donald Trump has warned monster nuclear weapons could end the world as he sounded the alarm over atomic Armageddon.
Everybody has to spend all this money on something that if it's used, it's probably the end of the world.
The president issued the stark warning in a TV interview on Sunday morning after he floated new arms controls with Russia and China. In an interview with Fox News, Trump said he believes nukes are one of the greatest threats to mankind. The US has the second largest nuclear weapons stockpile in the world, with around 5,000 weapons. Russia has the most, with nearly 6,000, with China a distant third, with around 350. Nuclear weapons have only been used in anger twice, when the US bombed Hiroshima and Nagasaki to end World War II. The 78-year-old went on to say that too many people are focused on claims of climate change, rather than tackling the global threat posed by nukes. The president said the threat of nuclear weapons is immediate, warning, "It could happen tomorrow." Trump explained, "I watched Biden for years say the existential threat is from the climate. I said no. The greatest is sitting on shelves in various countries called nuclear weapons that are big monsters that can blow your heads off for miles and miles and miles. Russia has repeatedly rattled the nuclear saber in the war in Ukraine, and Putin has long threatened the world with his ambitious super weapons, such as the Satan II nuke."
So we'll come back to that. All right? So let's go ahead and go here. We're going to come here, Isaiah 34 and verse 1. "Come near, ye nations, to hear and hearken. Ye people, let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world, and all things that come forth of it." Again, and all things that come forth of it. All right? So, "For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies." So this is concerning the earth and what's going to happen to the world, that's a particular world that's on the earth, right? Or even certain worlds, because there's many worlds. Scripture talk about that. The world that Trump is talking about, which is the world we're talking about, is the world as you know it. Not the earth, but the world as you know it. Ultimately affecting the earth as you know it. But the earth as you know it, so in regards of what's going to happen to you all and why, and by means of what. And that's ultimately what we're reading and what Trump is talking about, because that's what the prophets have said. have been used to speak and reveal. That's what the Heavenly Father has spoken. And even if they don't want to accept it, it is what it is, right? Because the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. But anyway, so just giving more proof to what his men has been saying. All right. So I gotta get the scriptures tell you the Lord confirmed the word of his servants. You know, in Isaiah, I believe that's the 46 chapter, 44th chapter and the 26th verse. It tells you that the Lord that confirmeth the word of his servant and performeth the counsel of his messengers. So that said to Jerusalem, let me just get it, just so you can see it. That said to Jerusalem, thou shalt be inhabited, and to the cities of Judah ye shall be built, and I will raise up the decayed places thereof. Exactly. So this is going to happen to everybody else except the Israelites, the Israelite God, right? Those that are actually deemed Israel, hence the elect. They're going to be saved from this. You know, this is ultimately happening for them, in favor of them, which is why the disciples was able to ask, when will be the end of the world? Because it's in their favor. All right, it's in who were Israelites, by the way. Why? Because the world of the Israelites will continue after this world ends. Which this world belongs to Esau, the so-called white man, which Trump is descendant of. You know, he's a descendant of the Edomites. So the world of Esau is written in the end, while the world of Jacob is written to begin right after. All right. So moving back on. So again, Isaiah 34:2, it says, we'll start back at 1. Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world, and all the things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath, why? He hath how? If it hasn't happened yet, he hath delivered them to the slaughter. Right, because as the Lord has purpose, it's going to come to pass. All right, which was also said to the prophet Isaiah 51:11, which is how he can say this. It says, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. So basically, count it done. When the Lord speaks, it's going to get done. All right? So it's already done. It is the same with my word in the NLT. I send it out, and it always produces fruit. It will accomplish all I want it to, and it will prosper everywhere I send it. So that's it. You know? This place is written by. I'm not sure if I read any of this. Hopefully, I read what was previous to it. But let's just go here. This is 2 Ezra 16, and if I did slack, I'm gonna just run back through it. 16:3. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? May any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood, or may anyone quench the fire in the stubble when it had begun to burn? May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer? The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? Exactly. So this is all figure of speech. Like if this wasn't said for the Lord, right? An analogy for the Lord and what he and his intents when he's in motion of doing whatever it is he has his heart on set on doing, which is making sure these missiles, which is these arrows, getting shot on America. You know, it says, A fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it? See? So that wrath that he has, it has a fire. A fire is going to come from it because of it, which is going to be created through these missiles. All right? So when you go back to, when you read on, the Lord shall threaten, and who shall not utterly be beaten to powder at his presence. And where's the threat at? The messengers, his men, us. All right, what we telling you, these scriptures, this word, the prophecies. All right, reading on, it says, for strong is his right hand in verse 13 that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. Into the ends of the world. What is the ends of the world? Everywhere that is written, every place, every country that's written to be involved into this, in this World War III. That's going to ultimately take America off the face of the map, the face of the earth. Because missiles going to be getting shot back and forth from America to Israel, from Israel to everywhere. All shooting mainly, all missiles mainly going towards America. All right? And they notice, behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again. They already sent because it's written. That's the point of getting this. Until they come upon the earth, the fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. Exactly. The foundation of the earth will be basically America, because the earth is a certain way because of America right now, which is why ultimately you're not going to just have the end of this world, which is ran by so-called white man, the world of Esau, right? But also, because of that, right, you're going to have the earth affected. It's going to, in both senses, it's affected now, and it's going to be affected once that world that's on this earth now is affected. It's going to bring about a new earth. It's going to need to. That's what's going to be needed. That's why he has written a new heaven, a new earth is what we're waiting on. All right? It says, like as an arrow, which is a shot of a mighty archer, returned not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon earth shall not return again. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days. And sorry if I read this again already, but, Anyway, it says, the beginning of sorrow, the beginning of sorrows, the beginning of wars, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, which is one of the signs, right? And the powers shall stand in fear. See that? And that's what you see here. All right, the beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils come? So the power is going to stand in fear. Who is the powers? Run this back.
Trump has long vowed to be the president, such as the Satan II nuke. Trump has long vowed to be the president of peace and said he wants to end wars worldwide, especially the raging conflict in Ukraine.
See?
Yeah. I believe him. I think we're doing very well with Russia. Right now, they're bombing the hell out of Ukraine. I'm finding it more difficult, frankly, to deal with Ukraine. And they don't have the cards. They don't have the cards. As you know, we're meeting in Saudi Arabia on sometime next week, early. And we're talking. But I find that in terms of getting a final settlement, it may be easier dealing with Russia, which is surprising because they have all the cards. I mean, they're bombing the hell out of them right now. And I put a statement in, it's a very strong statement. Can't do that. You can't do that.
See that? So they standing in, the powers are standing in great fear. And these are what? Just the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? So coming back here to Isaiah 55. Again, it is the same with my word in NLT. I send it out and it always produces fruit. It will accomplish all I want it to. You see it in every way, and it will prosper everywhere I send it. You see it. The Lord is confirming the words of his men, his servants, the prophets. The same things we're telling you, the real men telling you, those actually coming out of the Bible, right? It's the same things that you're seeing as far as the events that are happening. You know, the people that, like Trump, that have voices, that can go all abroad as well, are saying the same things. You know, the word is accomplishing all the Lord wanted to when it comes down to you seeing these things, like the powers in fear. You're hearing about possible talks of war. You're seeing that. That's the beginning of wars. You know, which again is of the signs. So let's come back to Isaiah, which is why he's able to say this. So that's what's gonna happen, man. All right. Isaiah 34:1. Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world, and all that come forth of it. See, and this shows you earth and world are two different things. Crazy. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations. See that? And his fury upon all their armies. Right? Because these nations are written to not learn anymore. Once this World War III happens, and you know, it takes out America, and you know, the Messiah and the angels all insured. You know, who are actually orchestrating it and what's the word? Like guiding it right now through the will of the Lord. He's guiding the hearts of the king. He's guiding our hearts to do his will and go out and prophesy before many kings and countries. Like what's it called was told. John was told. Let's see if I can grab it. This is Revelation 10 and verse 11. I'm going to start at 10. It says, and I took the little book out of the angel's hand and ate it up, right? Received it through the ear. He understood it. Was broken down in your mind, spiritual belly. You know what I'm saying? Food for thought. And you got the understanding out of it. You extracted what was being said, what was to be gotten out of it. And it was in my mouth as sweet as honey, right? The good news you heard. And as soon as I eaten it, my belly was bitter, because it's things that you got to actually process. Like eventually, it goes bitter. The sweetness goes away. And what the good news consists of is a lot of death. It's a lot of things that aren't politically, right, according to people on earth politics, correct. You know what I'm saying? But it says, and he said unto me, thou must prophesy again before many peoples. See that? And nations and tongues and kings. So he told John he was going to have to do this again. When did he do this? So he would be back. That's why the scriptures say the spirit of the prophets are subject to the prophets. You know, so only people that's, you know, slated, that prophets are going to be in the spirit of being prophets. It's going to be in the lot of being prophets. You know, and it's all going to be confirmed if they're prophets, if their words come to pass. So coming back, reading this through now. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. Exactly. These mountains going to go down. These governments going to go down because they did. You know what I'm saying? This the world as you know it is not going to be no more, because these people are going to be out of there, man. I want to actually, let's get that word melted. We get the word masa, or masa, dissolve, melt, to waste away. See, to vanish. So the mountain's going to vanish, right? What's mountains represent in the scriptures? Governments, you know what I'm saying? Infrastructures. And what mountain mainly is that? It's talking about the mountain of Esau, right? People who's already written to not, you know, be governed by this man anymore, and not be able to. Not use his ways to establish themselves anymore. I tell you that, all right? But anyway, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood, because they're dead. And all the host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled, right, together as a scroll. See that? And where did you see that at? It says, and that's talking about a mushroom cloud, and all their hosts shall fall down, right? That's talking about missiles being shot. So when missiles shot it's going to seem like the sky, it looked like to Isaiah who seen a vision, the sky was vanishing away. It was going up. Because when you get that word, when you get the word dissolved, right? We're going to get that word dissolved, and we're going to get that word scroll. All right? That word dissolve is to basically vanish away. Or not vanish away. It pine away. This is the one I want. Maquak. Dissolved. That's dissolved. First, let's start with host. So that's basically what the missiles dropping. Because when you get that word host, you got Tazabah.
Strong's H, 6635. Sava. Sava.
It says what? Of sun, moon, stars. Right? To some of the prophets, the missiles look like stars. All right? We can read some of that in the book of Ezra. All right? So it says, and all the hosts of heaven, right? The stars, this is what he thought he was saying. The stars of heaven are gonna what? They're gonna what? Be of the sky, because that's what heaven means, right? Are going to say rot away. They're going to dissolve. See that? They're going to dissolve. Now when we get into that word dissolve, let's get that word dissolve. It says to separate into component parts, bring to an end, dissolve. Let's get another one. Dissolve. Yeah, basically the stars, he seen the stars of heaven, he said they're going to disappear. They're going to like fade. They're going to dissolve. You know, they're going to be there, and then it's like they're going to like fade, dissolve. That's something exploded. All right? Now, when you come back to this, these definitions, and it says to corrupt. See, they're going to explode, to rot. So they're going to be in one form. They're going to be in solid form, and then they're going to rot. See that? When you look at that. You cannot make that up. They're going to start to decay. Wow. That's something exploding. You know? You cannot make that up. All right? See, decay, decompose, crumble, corrode, perish, go off. Crumble, deteriorate. It says disintegrate.
Disintegrate.
Break up into small parts. See, as the result of impact. See that? Or decay. Can't make this up, man. Fragment. Look, explode, blow up. Look, wow. It says when the missile struck, the car disintegrated into a sheet of searing flame. See? So that's dealing with something blowing up. When something rots, it's the equivalent of it decomposing, you know, breaking up, going from one solid state to nothing. He said that's what he's seen stars doing. That's what the stars is gonna do. Those stars don't do that. That's talking about what? Missiles. See that? So when you read on, it says, so that's that, right? And it's talking, and he's seen this in the sky. What's that word? Shemayim in the Hebrew. See, sky. All right? And then rolled together. When you get rolled together, you got the word galal, which means what? To roll up. See that? So he said he's seen the stars, right, of heaven explode, basically. And then they go up, right, as a scroll. Smoke come from them. That's a mushroom cloud. See that? And the way it looks, you got to think of how a scroll looked back then, right? Let's get it. Boom.
that if it's used, it's probably the end of the
So that's what
world.
he's saying. It's like
The
a scroll.
president issued the stark warning in a TV interview on Sunday morning after he floated new arms controls with Russia and China. In an interview with Fox News, Trump said he believes nukes are one of the greatest threats to mankind.
Because it say to roll up.
The US has the second largest nuclear weapons stockpile in the world.
All right. So we giving it to you, people, man. The spirit. It says, shall be rolled together as a scroll, right? And all their hosts shall fall down. See, all the stars gonna what? Fall down. You know? Even people up there, it's gonna fall down. Fall down. So it's gonna go up and come down. It's gonna explode, go up, roll up, right? And then drop down. You know? Because some missiles they written to shoot, be shot, or they designed to be shot, explode in the air, some. So he's just seeing all of this. Stars exploding in the air and stars falling down, you know? Which is missiles. That's what he's seeing. Ultimately resulting in what looks like a scroll in there, hence a dang mushroom cloud. So, again, because that word host, when you go into it, was stars. So he thought he's seeing stars. All right, for my sword, and the Lord calling all that a sword. So its destruction shall be bathed in heaven. It's a missile. It says, behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, see that, and upon the people of my curse. And why does it say Idumea? Right, because Idumea is the world, right? The people of the world that own the world that is written the end right now. For Esau is the end of the world. See, the other word for Esau is what? Idumea. You know, the Idumeans. See, Edom. And then you get that word Idumean, right? Was King Herod descendant of Esau and Idumea? See that? Can't make it up. It says Herod was a dang Idumean. Right? So it was people that was Idumeans. That's more so the point. The Idumeans to be a people, which is Esau, another word for Esau. So that's who this is. So basically when it says, my sword shall come down upon Idumea, it's coming down upon the world of Esau. And why? Because his world is written to end, and that's how it's going to end. Through what? The sword of the Lord, hence the missiles. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So that's why we're willing to ask what's going to be what? The sign of what? Thy coming. You know? Because our world's written in. Come right after.
As he sounded the alarm over...
The level of destruction is beyond anything you can even imagine.
Donald Trump has warned monster nuclear weapons could end the world, as he sounded the alarm over atomic Armageddon.
Everybody has to spend all this money on something that if it's used, it's probably the end of the world.
The president issued the stark warning in a TV interview on Sunday.
So again, Matthew 24:3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? See that? Why? Because the world that's written in the end is in our world. Right? And we knew this. Here we have no continuing city, but we seek what to come. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. You know, so forth and so on. Arise and depart, for this is not your rest. Micah 2:10. It's polluted, and it will destroy you with what? A sword destruction. So you got to get out of here. And then ultimately what? I tell you right here, rise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. See, it's given to be destroyed. It shall destroy you even with a sword destruction. And the main way this place is you will be destroyed is being in the missiles that's written to destroy this world, this place. And that's why it says, wherein we look for the new heavens, right, and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. And more importantly, so this is how you know. This is why the Israelites was saying this. Will thou again restore the kingdom to Israel? We knew we weren't ruling. The Idumeans was ruling at this time. All right? So we knew this world was going to end, and the Lord explained exactly how. Because he's an Israelite himself. All right? So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. You know, the Lord's confirming his words. And no one can say anything for real. No one can gainsay. So I'm gonna give you a tongue that your enemies will not be able to gainsay.
Warned monster.
Nor resist. And we're telling them. All right. So going back, making sure I got everything there. Right, Isaiah 34:5, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood and is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats. It says, with the fat of the kidney of rams, for the Lord had they sacrifice in Bosra, and had they great slaughter in the land of Idumea, which the Idumeans is in what? America. You know what I'm saying? They really everywhere, but they took this land, you know. So it says, and unicorns shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made fat with fatness. For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance, and the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion. See that? And the streams thereof shall be turned to pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone. See that? Sodom and Gomorrah, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch. It shall not be quenched day nor night, right? I mean, it's going to burn forever once it's hit. Like I said, it's going to bring the end of the world. Where is the world that he resides in? It's in America, you know, and it's the so-called white man's world. It says, and that's that. So if you bring, and that's primarily where the so-called white man's world is functioning at. Ran by Europe and all these other places, but they all written to come down. Once this place go, you know, the smoke thereof shall go up forever. See that? Go up forever. See, up. From generation to generation it shall lie waste, none shall pass through it forever and ever. That ain't happening in the land of Petra, where Esau actually from. You know? So that's that, man. All right, so that's what's written to happen to this place. You know, it says, they shall call the nobles thereof to the kingdom, but none shall be there, and all her princes shall be nothing. Exactly. Why? Because they all gonna be dead in here. They gonna all be dead. Going back to the point of what I said earlier. You know. But anyway, so let's go ahead and wind this down with the Messiah saying this now. What's going to be the signs of the end of the world, right? So let's jump down. Verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, Matthew 24:7, and kingdom against kingdom. See that? And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these, right? Oh, my bad. Verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that? See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet, right? Because it's not going to just stay a rumor, right? It's going to actually happen. It says, for the nation, the war, or World War III. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall see all the things that Ezra said. So jump it down. All these are beginning of sorrows. See that? All the prophets seeing the same thing. The true prophets are all on the same accord. They see the same things. If you're not, you're outside of what these prophets are seeing, you're not a prophet, you know? And you need to repent and learn, if you're Israelite, you know. So I'm gonna jump down to now the point, you know, to get specific. The glorious return. What's the signs of his return? Because those are signs of the end. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven. The stars are of the host of heaven. See? The stars, the armies. The armies is the missiles are the equivalent of the armies. They're going to fall from the sky, right? And the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. See that? This one going to rock to and fro. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds, the chariots, right? Of heaven, right, of the sky, with power and great glory, being able to withstand all that, because he's going to come back through the stuff already being on fire and making sure it's on fire. As it tells you, I have come to set fire on the earth, but and what will I if it already be kindled? You know? So it's already going to be burning. You know? And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds. What's the four winds? The missiles. You know, the destruction. We're going to be kept from it. And it says from one end of heaven to the other. See that? That's it. Man, that's heavy. So we can't wait. It's gonna get us out of here, and it's gonna end this crazy world. It's gonna be the beginning of the immortality to come. We're not gonna die again, get sick no more, have to work for nothing, do nothing. And we're gonna rule over our oppressors. It's gonna be amazing. We're gonna be perfect. You know, it's gonna be a great earth, a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. All these nations going into slavery, and then after 1,000 years of the Edomites serving their slavery, they gonna be damn eradicated, and everybody else gonna go to tributary, regular citizens, because you people gonna rejoice when that time comes. Scriptures tell you what? When the righteous are in authority in Proverbs. All right, 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, right, the people rejoice. See that? The people what? The earth. But when the wicked bears rule, the people mourn. All right? So when we rule, people are going to be happy, because we're going to put everything back in order, and the nations ain't going to be no more World War III, because they would have shot all their missiles on this place, you know? So that's basically the point, you know. Yahushua confirmed the same things that Isaiah saw, which is stars falling from the sky, which is what? Missiles, all right? And the only people that's going to be kept from it is the elect of the nation of Israel. So this is why we do what we do, and they watch us, and y'all going to know and learn that there have been prophets among you. We're not only the Israelites, you know what I'm saying? But
the level of destruction is beyond anything you can even imagine.
Donald Trump has warned monster nuclear weapons could end the world as he sounded the alarm over atomic Armageddon.
Everybody has to spend all this money on something that if it's used, it's probably the end of the world.
The president issued the stark warning in a TV interview on Sunday morning after he floated new arms controls with Russia and China. In an interview with Fox News, Trump said he believes nukes are one of the greatest threats to mankind. The U.S.
So that's it, man. So we warned you. All right, I'm going to end this here. This is the book of Jeremiah 29 and the 19th verse. It says what? Because they have not hearkened to my word, saith the Lord, which I sent. Right? Which I sent. And who's he talking to? Unto them by my servants, the prophets. Israelites. Jake, you so-called blacks out there, so-called natives, so-called Latinos, right? Rising up early and sending them, but you will not hear, said the Lord. So now will you hear now? Right? Because Babylon is going to be destroyed. Hear ye therefore the word of the Lord, all ye of the captivity. All you that's in slavery, the place of your slavery or captivity, the lands of your captivity are going to be wiped out. Miserable all the cities that inhabit her, that got Israelites in it, whom I have sent from, well, hear ye therefore the word of the Lord, all ye of the captivity, whom I have sent from Jerusalem. See, from Jerusalem, from Jerusalem, from Jerusalem, not from America, not from damn Indiana, Chicago, Texas, none of that. Damn South America, none. It says, whom I have sent from Jerusalem to Babylon, right? And modern day Babylon is America. So here it is. This is good news. This is what's to come, and it's being confirmed. Call Allah Yahweh Shmi Shah. We're waiting on those missiles. We're waiting on all these signs. When we see all these things, the Lord said, look up, for our salvation draws nearer than what we believe. All right? This is March 10th, 2025.